Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki with another eyeshadow video. Today we're not going to be mixing because we're going to be playing in the new Sydney Grace Autumn's Rain palette, and the outside packaging looks like this. This palette retails for, I believe, $59. From now to the end of December, all of the proceeds for this palette will be going towards the campfires in California, which is dope. So if you purchase it, you'll be helping people out. You get 15 shades in this palette, a mixture of mattes and shimmers. It's a nice balance. My lights will not do this palette justice. It kind of washes it out. Like I said, I don't have professional lighting. I'm just working with what I have. I will, like always, insert swatches of this palette at the end of the video. Also a picture of this palette where you can see the colors better at the end of this video. Just think this is a dope palette, and I mean, just because you're helping somebody out, that justifies buying the palette. So buy the palette. You're a makeup junkie anyway, just buy the palette. I want to maybe, I don't know, we're just gonna throw some shadow on the eyes and see what we get. So I'm gonna go into first this like corally matte shade. You can't see it on camera, you can't. Corally matte, and I'm gonna go into palettes first with a Wayne Guys number 16 brush, and I'm just gonna start to fluff that in the crease. So how have you guys been doing? I've been super duper busy today, the last couple of days, and it's really throwing me off. It's really throwing me off. You ever feel like so overwhelmed with things that's going on in life and you just want to press the pause button so you could catch your breath? That's where I'm at right now. With work, I'm trying to get my son transferred into another school because the school that he's in, he's been having some problems. They haven't been able to, you know, retain teachers. And if you have kids in school and you go through something like this, you know how stressful it can be. So I restarted this video 5 times. That's how off I'm feeling. And if you've been watching my videos already, you know that around the holiday times I tend to be a little bit off anyway, and I just needed a little bit of meditation today. So I said, let me, after ripping and running, turn the camera on and just take a deep breath. I'm gonna go into Supreme Harvest, which is a burnt orange, and that's this shade right here. That one you can see, and I'm gonna start working that in. These shadows are very nice. So I purchased my palette on Black Friday, and it took a while for me to get it. Also, what I forgot to say in the beginning is if you order this palette now, it's not going to come assembled, because a lot of people were getting their palettes and some shades were shattered. I didn't have that issue. I think it was packaged pretty well. So you'll get the shades as singles and you have to insert them into the palette, which is not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. But these shades are blending out pretty good. And what made me buy this palette is, I don't know if you watch Mel Thompson here on YouTube. One day she did a video and she was asking everybody to go on Sydney Grace's Instagram and put a purple heart and follow her. And I've been following Sydney Grace ever since. And she was teasing this palette, putting out one shade at a time and putting out swatches of this palette, and I just thought like they look so bomb. And it's not a brand that I knew about prior to watching that video that Mel Thompson did. And it's nice to see other brands, you know, put things out instead of, you know, buying from the same old, because it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming. And you get, like I've said in previous videos, you get the same thing over and over again. Me, I think when I repurchase shades, because, I mean, let's keep it real. We all have every shade 10 times over. However, when you can try a new brand and get a new formula, it's like, I don't know if justifiable is a word. It's kind of justifiable. I don't know if that's a word, but if it ain't, it's a word now. So I'm gonna go in with Brilliant Realm, which is a deep purple. Yeah, go figure, deep purple. And I'm just gonna my outer, just a little bit, and I'm gonna put some on my inner. Just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to over deepen the look. I don't want to go too smoky. But these shadows are blending out like a dream. But from what I understand, this is her first palette. Previously, all they had was single shades, single shadows. And I'm glad she came out with a palette, because honestly, I would not have purchased if all she offered was singles. I was waiting for this palette, but it's very rare that I pull out single shadows, so I don't really buy them much, because I'm a palette type of girl. So I am going to put a little bit of a base right in the center of my eye, so I can go into one of these beautiful shimmers, because these shimmers look real special. Always remember, if you make a mistake on one eye, you have to put the same mistake on the other eye. That's just how it goes. It's not too bad. Then I'm gonna tap that concealer out. Amber Jewels is like calling my name. It's a wine color. I'm gonna use it dry. I don't think I'm gonna need to wet this shadow, and I think I'm right. And I'm just gonna put that in the center. Take it up. Wondrous Night, and this is a shade I normally would not touch because it looks icy. I feel like it will be pretty in the center. Look at that. And I'm not flipping you off. So this is what we have. Super pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna add some lashes. Probably a little bit of brown liner, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I did the rest of my face off camera because we are here for the eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna finish by putting a little bit of shadow on my lower lash line. And I'm gonna go into that orangey shade, Supreme Harvest, down here. I know my lights, I'm sorry. And I am going to, I need a smaller brush. Oh, I'm gonna take this little pencil brush and I'm gonna put that down on my lower lash line. Clip this back. Sorry if that's disturbing. We'll just, okay, we got that Harvest down there to warm up the lower lash line. And let me tell you what else I did off camera. So I had put that that icy shade, which is Wondrous Night, in the center before I got off camera. It's a silver. It's a silver with like gold reflex. It looks like a duochrome, but I wanted to warm it up a little bit, so I went over with Magnificent Chestnut. And this is a brownie shade. I'm sorry you guys can't see it, but like I said, I'm going to do some swatches and insert them at the end of the video so you can see all the shades good and insert a picture of the palette. And now we're just going to put on some bottom lash mascara, and then we're going to talk about the palette. And I over blushed, I think so, a little bit. This is the final look. My thoughts on this palette. This is a beautiful palette. Oh, I got shadow all over my hands. This is a beautiful palette, y'all. It's refreshing. And the reason why I say that is because it's nice. And I know a lot of people are leery about buying products that are not sold in Ulta or Sephora, myself included, because the refund policy. You know, you're afraid you buy something online and you don't care for it. What's the refund policy? I will say I was pleasantly, you know, surprised, because like I said, I ordered my palette on Black Friday and it took quite some time to ship. And when I reached out to the company, they answered me right away, which is amazing, because a lot of times when you order from some indie brands, some, you know, brands that are not sold in Sephora and Ulta, it's hard to get good customer service, unfortunately. The shades in this palette, they perform amazingly. They are super pigmented. They blend easily. The shimmers shim. The mattes, you know, they're buttery. I can see this palette being an everyday palette. I can pick this up every day and get a work look out of this palette. And this is a standalone palette for people who, you know, want to work out of one palette always, because I know that's a big thing. Me, I don't mind pulling out several palettes because I like to mix, but I know that's not everybody's thing. This is a standalone palette. You can get warm tone, cool tone, daytime, nighttime looks out of this palette. This is a well-rounded palette. Also, I love the way these shadows are arranged in this palette. It's inspiring, it's appealing, it's beautiful to look at. Like when you look at this palette, it's, like I said, it's refreshing. It's different from what we're seeing from a lot of, you know, the brands that we buy from on a regular. I wouldn't have known about Sydney Grace if I hadn't watched Mel Thompson's video. Please, somebody will come across my video and see Sydney Grace shadows and give them a try, because like I said, it's dope that all of the proceeds are going towards helping people, you know, that lost some people lost everything, some people lost a lot in the fires. So I think that's bomb to be given back. And also, it's nice to try a new brand. Like I said, my lights are washing it out. Let me see if I can turn this around. That's a little better. but I'm gonna insert pictures and swatches. And this is the final eye look. It came out beautiful. They were easy to work with. This is a beginner friendly palette. It has some of my favorite shades in it. Y'all know I love purple, green, and blue, and I love warm tones. So would I recommend this palette? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, don't skip past. Stay for swatches and pictures of this palette. They will be inserted. Until next time, smooches, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs this video up. Share it with a friend. I'm trying to get traction so people can see my content. I don't know what I need to be doing differently. Put it in the comments. I'm open for suggestions, constructive criticism. Please be nice. It's not nice to be rude. And that's it. Thank you. I hope you enjoy. Bye, guys.